Hello children, I welcome you all in third session of chapter number 13, that is why do we fall ill. So in our previous session we studied about health in general and we also focused on definition of health. We learnt about aspects of health and factors affecting health, and we also discussed about the significance of health. In today's session, we will discuss about personal and community issues related to our health. Children, in our previous sessions, we studied about health and we understood that physical, mental, and social well being of a person are most important part of overall health of that person. It cannot be something that each one of us can achieve entirely on its own because it is not in our hand. Our physical health is in our hand sometime. By eating good food, by maintaining nutrients in our body, by doing exercise, taking proper rest, we can maintain our physical health. But our mental health and our social health is in control of other aspects. That is why I am saying it cannot be something that each one of us can achieve entirely on our own. The health of all living organisms depend upon the surrounding or the environment in which they live. Here we are basically focusing on human health. So we will study about the effect of environment and surroundings on human health. To make this concept easier for you, here we have taken one example. And this is a best suited example, that is today's situation, COVID situation, where we are not going outside and there are so many constraints. Over the past few months, community health services have stepped up and shown their value, flexibility, and resilience in the face of unprecedented challenges. You all know about all these challenges. And our medical workers worked as a warriors for us, COVID warriors for us. And these words are very common. I think we all are aware of this, who are our COVID warriors, our doctors, nurses, healthcare people, those who are providing services to various people. Our community staff have adapted, transformed, and delivered essential services during the most demanding and difficult time of their careers. In today's situation, when so many people are getting infected by COVID, there are so many deaths occurring all over the world due to COVID. In that situation, our community is playing a very important role. This important role can be very well understood by the service which healthcare people are providing to infected peoples. Health risk during cyclone is another example. Children, if you remember that few days back, there was something like Nisarga cyclone. And before that, there was extreme flood in some areas of India. So these are some natural calamities, some natural occurrence which are not in control of us. But all these cyclones, floods, and other natural calamities also affect our health, community health, etc. Short and long term mental health effects are observed during these cyclones. The impact of tropical cyclones on the transmission of communicable diseases is limited. Outbreaks of communicable diseases are rarely observed in case of cyclones, but in case of floods and sea surges, risk of drowning and waterborne and vector-borne diseases increase. So there are so many possibilities of diseases. There are so many threats. There are so many risks to our health during cyclones, floods, earthquakes, etc. In these extreme conditions, our health can be affected very badly. But in all such type of situations, also we live in our society. We never leave our place or we never leave our society when such natural calamities occur. We live in our society along with other people. That is making our social environment. We all know that human being is a social animal. We are a social animal. We cannot live all alone. Our social environment, therefore, is an important factor in our individual health. We live in cities or towns, villages, etc. In all such places, physical environment is decided by our social environment. To realize the importance of society, let us discuss some examples here. The first example is what would happen if no agency is ensuring collection and proper disposal of garbage in your area. You can imagine about this situation. Here I have shown some pictures which can be the possible result of such situation. I have one more example in a form of a question. And the question is, what would happen if no one take responsibility of clearing the drains and ensuring that water does not collect in the streets or open spaces? See, in these pictures you can see or you can imagine about the condition that can occur because of this. So now you can realize that it is very important to maintain public cleanliness for individual health. Whether it is your home, your society, your school, or any other area where you're working, you're spending more and more time, it is very, very important to maintain cleanliness for individual health. Children, now there is an activity for you. This activity is related to your society and your general aptitude towards your society. You all need to write answer of these questions in your notebook. And the first question in this activity says, find out what provisions are made by your local authorities for the supply of clean drinking water in your societies. The second question is, are all the people in your locality able to access this clean water? The third question is, find out how your local authorities manages the solid waste generated in your neighborhood. And the fourth question is, are these measures adequate? And the next question is, if not, what improvements would you suggest? And the last question is, what could your family do to reduce the amount of solid waste generated during a day or a week? You need to write down the answer of all these questions in your own word in your notebook. Now let us discuss more about our community and health. Children, we all know that we need food for good health. We need balanced diet for good health. And this food will have to be earned by doing some work. For this, the opportunity to do work has to be available to us. Good economic conditions and jobs are therefore needed for individual health. We need to be happy in order to be truly healthy, and if we mistreat each other, if we misbehave with each other, we cannot be happy and healthy. To make a happy society, to make yourself also happy, you need to behave in a proper way, in a healthy way. And here in this slide, you can see the various aspects which are interrelated with health. That is good jobs. Good jobs can provide you well-being. This will create a good environment and fairness should be there, and this will ultimately affect your health. So social equality and harmony are therefore very necessary for individual health. We can think of many such examples of connection between community issues and individual health. And here there is a very common saying, that is social equality and harmony. If we will treat everyone equally, we will have harmony. Now children, there are some questions for you. The first question is, what is the role of society in maintaining health of a person? The second question is, what can be the possible effects of food on health of people in general? Thank you.